A 123-year-old character is given a kick-butt makeover in Sherlock Holmes. Robert Downey Jr. plays the title character, Jude Law plays his sidekick Watson, Rachel McAdams is the love interest, and Mark Strong is an evil man with an evil plan that only Holmes can get to the bottom of.
This movie was a lot of fun, but I can't get over the feeling that in the original stories, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson weren't kung fu fighting.
I think you're right. When you're thinking of Hound of the Baskervilles or another Holmes story like that, elaborate fight sequences don't immediately come to mind, but I think the core mystery, which is about a supernatural man who Holmes has to debunk, is very truthful to the type of stories Sir Arthur Conan Doyle would tell.
You underestimate the gravity of coming events. Sherlock Holmes.
The main reason to see this movie is Robert Downey Jr. in a Golden Globe winning performance, for whatever that's worth. Robert Downey Jr. is one of those actors that's worth watching in anything he does.
Agreed. This film is kind of a career reclamation project for the big names involved. Robert Downey Jr. is still resurrecting his career after being gripped by a drug addiction. Director Guy Ritchie has made a couple of good films after a couple of terrible films. And Jude Law, who once defined the term overexposed, is subtle and pretty good as Dr. Watson.
Watson, you have the grand gift of silence. Makes you quite invaluable as a companion.
So I did enjoy this film, but I couldn't get over the feeling that it's kind of just a Lethal Weapon set in Victorian England. There's Robert Downey Jr. playing the main character is the smart, incisive one, and then Jude Law plays the guy who's trying to retire, get out of the business, but Sherlock just won't let him go and keeps dragging him back into it. Saying all that, I still think that it was a really good movie if you're looking to spend a couple hours with a great detective story, so it's worth the price of admission.
Who doesn't love Lethal Weapon? It's a very entertaining couple of hours. The one thing I didn't like is how they tried to shoehorn hints towards the sequel, and if you know anything about Sherlock Holmes, you'll see it coming a mile away, but still, jolly good, worth the price of admission.
Back to you in the studio.